This is Elder G again. I was just thinking about Mike Johnson. He said that the Republicans is putting forward a clean CR to extend until they write the budget. But at the same time, they know that they just passed that big beautiful bill that's stripping away Medicaid for elderly people that need to go in a nursing home or get some kind of home assistant that may come in 2 or 3 days a week or something and bathe them and help the family take care of them at home. They know in that big beautiful bill they stripped that away. They know they stripped away the $35 insulin for the elderly people. They know they stripped that away in that big beautiful bill. And they know that they stripped away the subsidies for the Obamacare, for the 20 million people on Obamacare. They know they stripped that away because they want old guys. They want problem. They want them locked up. But that's already been done before. Like in Florida now, it's open carry, right? You can walk around with your AR-15 and your AK-47 and your bullets, your clips of bullets. You can wear all that up and down the street now. But we've been through all that. Then you watch Billy the Kid. Then you watch Wild Earth. Then you watch those movies. The fastest man lived and the slowest man died. We did that before. And the reason that we got away from it because we didn't like it. Because of they so blind and dumb. Prejudice is what brought down every empire. From the Roman Empire, everybody know the Roman Empire, Caesar. Everybody know all those people was gay. Caucasian people is the gayest people I know. Caucasian people is the most gayest people I know. And then they're gonna go around like they didn't come from Rome. Come on. Get real. Ain't nobody that dumb. You can't make black and brown people look dumb no more. See, people know what we done. People know the inventions that we made. See, what Donald Trump was trying to do, they trying to wipe away the record of it. They don't want their kids and their grandkids knowing what monsters they were. How they treated human beings like animals and bought and sold them. And those prejudiced white men raped the black women. They don't want their kids and their grandkids to know. If you watch the Vikings movies, then you know that's just the way they were. All they did was let other people build and let other people invent And then they'll go in with weapons and kill the people and take their inventions. And then they'll put a patent on it and call it their own. And make money off of it. All you gotta do is go watch the Viking movies. They think they're going to Valhalla. They don't believe in Jesus Christ and God. You can't be that vicious and doing all those murders and doing all that hate and you doing it with the Bible in your hand. How treacherous can you be? Those are some treacherous people. Would do anything for money and power and prestige. That's all they believe in. Really ain't got no conscience. Out of all the black and brown people went through, don't none of us act like they do. They just off the chain. You can see how they contort their face with anger. You can just see it. Make them, they be in their 40s and they looking like they 70. Because they had so much anger in their lives. Trying to be something that you're not. And that you will never be. You will never be a child of the Most High God. You chose wickedness, evilness, just straight out hate. Just because of your weakness. Just because of your insecurities. You have to destroy yourselves. And what did you do it for? For a few years, you may have got some satisfaction out of it. But then everything come crashing down. And the very thing that you've been trying to prove for over 400 years, that you was never nobody's master, that you were never strong. You only felt strong when you was trying to bring somebody else down. Now God is going to bring you down. God gave you over 400 years to repent of your evil deeds. But you would not. So now, just like you did with the black people when you stole them from their country, you cut them off from the kinfolk just for your own glory. How do it feel? How do it feel now that you know in the near future someone is going to have their foot around your neck? Not because of their glory, because we let God take care of that. We let the wheat and the tare grow together until the harvest. And then we know that Jesus is going to send forth his reapers. And he's going to put a sickle in their hand. And first they're going to come and cut down the tares and bind them up to be burned. But he's going to gather the wheat into the barn. The wheat represents the one that followed Christ. And the tares represent Satan and his angels. And the false prophet and whosoever love and make a lie. You know it's coming. You can see it. You them saw over the 400 years that you brought black people here as slaves. You have watched your population diminish. And you done let the blacks multiply to over 40 million and the Hispanic and Native Americans are around 70 million. That lets you know God, he didn't prosper you in what you did. You sold your soul for a little bit of money and a little bit of power for a short period of time. But now God have set us free. Because of social media, everybody around the world know how evil and low down you is. You can't hide it anymore. God have fixed it that everybody around the world could see you. See, they can see the treachery in you. They can see how you contort your face and how you holler and scream. Because that's all you good for. You wasn't hollering and screaming when my ancestor was being raped by your race. Sometime in the front of their children. Sometime in the front of their husband. Or hang just because you looked at a white woman. Or didn't speak to a white man in the proper manner. You hung us from trees. You burned us at the stake. You hunted us down like animals. And you treated us worse. You treated your dog better than you treated us. Killed the Native Americans and took their land. Killed the Mexicans and took their land. And then went to Africa and got us as slaves and worked us for 240 years with no pay. No education. You can't get no cold-blooded than that. You don't treat your dog that bad. But now Jesus is opening the two leads gates the same way he did for King Cyrus. Just like he parted the Red Sea for Moses. And he parted the Jordan for Joshua and the Hebrews. And he brought down the walls of Jericho for them. That's what God is getting ready it do for the black and the brown people. All the white people are not bad. I don't talk like this because I hate. I talk like this because it's the facts. And the fact should have been told. Centuries ago, the fact should have been told. All these young folks that confused now, that you kept the truth from, that you lied to. Look at all your family that have died because of your evil deed, trying to cover up all the evil and atrocities that you've done to mankind, to children of the Most High God. That's who you did it to. And then you're going to have the audacity that put that Bible in your hand. Or to walk into a church building with no shame. That's because you don't have no shame. There ain't no, you can be a follower of Christ and you ain't got no shame. President Trump don't got no shame. He blow boats out the water just because he don't want the Epstein files released. Mike Johnson is closing down the House of Representatives through the order of Donald Trump. He's violating the Constitution to follow an evil man. He won't even seat the congresswoman that was elected in Arizona. He won't even seat her. He's a low-down, no good. Ain't no way no Christ came and spoke to Mike Johnson. There is no way. The Chief Justice on the Supreme Court, ain't no way he following no Christ. Because if he was following Christ, he would have followed the Constitution. He told the President of the United States that he can stop black and brown people just because of the color of their skin. And he can harass them. He gonna let in Chicago, in a black neighborhood, I'm talking about the Supreme Court, John Roberts, who claimed he know God, don't know nothing about no God. He gonna let Black Hawks helicopters fly over a black neighborhood apartment complex, and he gonna let ICE propel down and storm the apartment and shooting tear gas and terrorizing the black family, the children, the elderly. They're gonna zip tie the kids and lead them like they animals. And the Supreme Court ain't did nothing. They told Donald Trump he can go as far as assassinating his opponent. The House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, the FBI, the CIA, the Attorney General, Homeland Security, the Defense Department. 77 million people voted to put the power with the nuclear weapon in a crazy man's hand. You can't get no more evil than that. You are willing to destroy your whole country just to hurt black and brown people. You are the terror. When Jesus come with his angels and his reapers, and he's going to put a sickle in their hand, First they're going to go out and cut you down. And then they're going to bind you up to be burned. But he's going to gather the wheat into his barn. The wheat represents salvation. And and the tares represent the fiery furnace forever and ever and ever. I think that's enough for tonight. Until next time, bye bye.